just easy to install, especially on this car. It's do it all from the top, easy. Some cars, I think you have to take bottom panels off to get to one of the plugs, but this one, especially if you got the aftermarket intake, or if you just pull your intake out for a little bit, you can get in there. It's not a big deal. So I stuck it there. Put my wires here. You got one plug right there. You got one plug right there, and then you got one plug down there. And then this wire, I believe, is to the oxygen sensor. I can't remember exactly. And then through that hole is the OBD2 connection that goes into the cockpit, as it were. So yeah, that was, the hardest part is getting the thing through the firewall, but I didn't have much problems with it. It's pretty easy. And I did the Neuspeed module before, which was very similar, just plus a plug down there, plus that wire right there, and plus the OBD2 connection into the cabin. Yeah. So it goes in there pretty easy. Connects up to Bluetooth with the dongle if you buy that, and then you can see everything on your phone. Yeah, that was just revving the engine, just so you could see the response on the JB4 app there. You can log on your phone and send it to George at BMS and have him look over your logs, and then he responds back very quickly. Next business day, generally, was my experience. I'll kind of show some of that email chain. And I send him a log. He says, that looks good. Do this. Okay, that looks good. Do this. And so now I've got my initial map 6 settings from him. And basically I think that it's just been cold here, or cool, not cold, it's, but it's been cool, and he wants to see what the logs look like when it's warmer outside. So I'm rolling with the last, those settings that I'll screenshot. Settings until it gets above 70 regularly, and I can go do some more polls. I'll probably wait till it's closer to 80 because I want to see when it's warm outside what those logs look like. I don't know what I don't know what the horsepower improvement is. They're advertised at like, I don't know, 50 horsepower or something like. Depends on the car and the settings, how hard you're pushing it. I'm gonna guess it's a 35 horsepower at least, because it just feels fairly significant, but not insane, but significant. Big difference in the torque, big difference in acceleration and sound and everything. And it runs very smoothly, very smooth, even power. Which, going back to the Neuspeed module, I did not like that one as much. On the low setting, the Neuspeed module was fairly smooth for me. I ended up leaving it on the low setting, running it with 93 octane, and that's how it rode well for me, how the shifts were pretty good. If I put it on the high setting, it just seemed it just seemed twitchy and jerky, and the shifts were hard, and it didn't seem like it was running well. It didn't have issues with error codes or anything like that, other than one time pounding up a hill when it was cold outside, and it might have been an issue with fuel quality that caused it not as good of octane, potentially under a hard pull. I'm not sure. It never happened again with the Neuspeed module. But all that being said, swapped out to the JB4, and map 1 really didn't feel much different, or similar, I guess, to the Neuspeed module. Map 2, just a tiny bit more, I guess. And then once he gave me that map 6, though, once George gave me the map 6 settings, it feels really good. It feels really good. It's got to be faster than the Neuspeed module was, and it's a much more even application of the power, much less jerky, and the shifts, it shifts much smoother than it did with the Neuspeed module. I'm actually, when I'm looking at cars for a project car, I'm actually looking at cars that take a JB4 because I'm so happy with how it's been and my experience with them as a company so far. And this is one I bought secondhand as well. I didn't buy it new from them. Brings me to the next point, which I think is worth mentioning, because it actually slowed me down from buying a used one. Because, you know, I've been on forums and heard, you know, the support isn't as good if you buy a used one or whatever. Like, you know, if you want the support and the custom map 6 and all that stuff, you have to buy a new one directly from them. I bought a used one on eBay. I got a big discount. I mean, I think I paid $325 for the JB4 with the CNC aluminum case, or milled, whatever it is, the aluminum case that's like an extra, I don't know, however much, $7,500 some, plus the Bluetooth dongle, and it came, and he sent his the JB1 card with it, which I had no use for, so whatever. But all that for, you know, I don't know, under $350, or maybe it was $360 after shipping and tax. All of that I think would have been $575, $600 directly new from them. And the support has been perfect. When I first got it, I couldn't log into it. It was still locked to some other account, which I guess is really common. You shoot support an email, the next day they respond saying, try now, and it worked. Fine, good, all good. Shot George an email with my first logs. Hey, can you help me? Already showed that. No question on if it's a used device, no question if it's secondhand. It works, it sends a logs. The device works. You send them a log, they give you support. Amazing. So yeah, very, very, very happy with that. Neuspeed modules, you know, much different. You just slap it in there, you plug it in 2 spots, and it's low or high. And support-wise, I fired them an email twice. I did get a response both times, but it wasn't really, you know, I mean, it's like, hey, the device is what it is, you know. Maybe you could try this other one. I've heard that one works better for your car sometimes, but that's not the official one for your car. Anyways, it was fine for what it was, because I mean, the Neuspeed module I paid, I think the first one I bought, I paid $170 or $180 for it used. And then I bought another one, because I sold the first one. I bought another one for, I don't know, $200. And then I turned around and sold it for $200. I mean, it was worth, you know, I no harm, no foul. It was worth the experiment, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, I mean, my advice is definitely going to be, if you're considering the two, just go for the JB4. And if you don't like the price of the new one, buy a used one. Buy it either on one of the forums from a trusted poster, or buy it on eBay from a user that looks good and that has decent pictures that shows the plugs are in good shape and, you know, nothing's wrong with it. I bought all my tuning chips, only the 3 I bought on eBay, so, and no issues with any of them so far. So yeah, I guess too, just for anybody wondering, I'll go ahead and toss up some screenshots of the graphs that were approved as being good looking pulls, everything looking okay. Which doesn't tell the full story because it's not the same as looking at the CSV, the full document like loaded into the PC software or whatever, but the graph still kind of gives a general idea of you know, how it's running or whatever. So to reiterate, my advice is, you know, the same as most people's, which is get the better one. I mean, that's really what most of the advice comes out to, get the better one. JB4 has way more features, and for someone like me who, you know, likes to see data and have an app and fiddle with things myself, like, it's perfect. That's what I want to do. I don't want to take a car in and have someone do something to it for me. I want to fiddle with it myself because that's just how I am. And definitely going forward, I mean, I'm seriously looking at largely at cars that will take a JB4 piggyback. Just, you know, again, so happy with it. You know, there's some other ones out there I think that may have decent reviews, but unless I go crazy and get a freaking older Corvette, just go fully giant naturally aspirated. But if I stick with German turbo cars, JB4s, man, the way to go. Oh, look, there's the wife. Hold on, pause. Wife brought me Walmart treasures. Oh, yeah. Daddy needs some new slippers. Yeah. Let me just get comfy. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, dead life. Cozy Walmart drip. Anyways, that's out of the way. But yeah, so German turbo cars and JB4s. You know, I'm weird. Mine could change, but right now I'm kind of leaning towards an Audi TT Quattro, Mark 1 or Mark 2, as my next project car, or really the first project car. I mean, this is a family car and a daily commuter. I just started using it as a project car because the bug bit me. So next car though that I buy for myself, and not counting, you know, family vehicle for the wife, because she's got a almost 120k mile van that needs to be replaced. But when I get time to buy me a car, it's gonna be a little sports coupe, likely that takes a JB4. Yeah, in closing, happy, recommend. That's a giant ass bug in my garage. Anyways, very happy with it. I'm too all scatterbrained to like make a list and try to figure out like all the proper talking points. I just pretty much turn the camera on and kind of think of the stuff that pops in my mind. So if you got any specific questions, feel free to ask. I enjoy the back and forth, answering questions, just talking shit, car stuff with dudes, anyone. I enjoy it. So yeah, if you got a question, anything I didn't cover, I guess, leave a comment and I'll reply. Thanks for watching.